Hi, I'm Nisha DeGaring, host of Good Things Utah, and I've been a longtime supporter of Todd's Belief Cast. I hope you find inspiration in the courageous stories shared by the amazing people Todd features on his show. The guests serve as shoulders for us to stand on, allowing us to see a little further and cultivate belief in oneself. Remember, you have the dignity and power to change. I encourage you to keep striving and believing in yourself. Enjoy today's podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Todd Sylvester with the Todd Inspires Belief Cast. Thank you once again for tuning in. You guys are amazing, as always. I feel so grateful that you guys believe in what I'm doing. It really means everything to me. And it really isn't me, though. It's the amazing people I bring on. And I just think people are astonishing. The things that they've gone through, how they've overcome. It's a great testament to all of us that we can do anything. But we all need each other at the same time, and that's why I'm doing this. And so thank you, like I said, for just always supporting this. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Elevate Wellness and Aesthetics, Maury Nutrition, Wasatch Recovery, Thread Wallets, and Craig Swapp and Associates. They're a brand new sponsor. Thank you so much. These guys are really helping me push this out and with their support. And then the music you heard at the beginning of the podcast and the end is by my good friend Paul Cardall. He's an award-winning pianist. He's got 25 million active listeners every month online, which is fantastic. And I just can't thank him enough for allowing us to use his music. So thank you, Paul. You're the best. Well, today we are blessed, honestly, to have Janecia Large. Janecia, thank you for being here with us today.
It's such a gift to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you guys are in for a treat today. If you think you can't overcome something, your struggles, your trials that you're going through right now, Janecia is living proof that you can. It doesn't mean it's easy, and I'm not trying to minimize your struggle because it is a struggle for a reason. But yeah, she has quite the life. But a little background on Janecia. She's a certified yoga instructor. She does yoga for our clients here at Wasatch Recovery. Everyone loves you.
I love them so much.
You have such a good vibe about you too, and a good energy. That's why I hear that a lot from the clients. Just like, oh, her energy is so amazing.
Oh, good.
So I just want you to know that.
You.
You not only do it here, but you do it with other places as well, other events. You spend a good amount of time working as a freelance photographer.
Yeah.
So you're really into photography. You also do modeling, which is awesome, right?
A lot.
Yeah, your pictures are amazing, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Amazing stuff. And your one of your main goals in life is to provide safe environment for people who are suffering with trauma. And obviously there's a reason why you're doing that, because you've been through a lot of trauma yourself.
Yeah.
More than most people, to be quite honest. That's why I look at you and I'm kind of blown away. You're just passionate about healing, obviously yoga, nature, art, photography, and again, helping others become the best version of themselves. So I can't thank you enough for being here.
Yes, I'm so honored. Thank you, Todd.
You betcha.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, why don't we start off just so our listeners get to know you a little bit better. Where did you grow up, and maybe tell us a little bit about your early childhood?
Yeah. So I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. I more like Murray area, Cottonwood Heights area.
Okay.
So we're in my hometown.
Yeah,
it feels
right.
like, so it makes me have that sense of safety. I had two parents who I give them all the credit in the world because they did the best that they could with what they knew at the time. I believe strongly.
Yeah.
But when I was 6 months old, my mom was in a domestic violent relationship with my dad and would get the crap beat out of her all of the time. And so it was hard for her to be present. He got her into drugs such as Oxycontin, and that ended up going into like methadone and other super intense drugs. And when I was just 6 months old, I was left in a burning hot car, middle of summer. The car was like 115 degrees in there. And as a newborn baby, your body can't take that, and it will reject and fight back all it can until it just shuts down completely.
Yeah.
And I ended up going into a febrile seizure. And they were outside fighting and had no idea that
Didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so my mom called whoever she had to call, and I ended up having to get life flighted. All my family met at the spot where I was going to get life flighted because the hospital I was taken to couldn't do much. And my grandpa, I was in the helicopter about to take off. My grandpa's super religious man, love him to death. He ended up telling the flight or the pilot, you cannot take off until I give my granddaughter a blessing.
Oh, wow.
Goes into the helicopter, gives me a blessing. As we take off, I ended up dying in the helicopter. And right before we landed, I came back to life.
Really?
And so I look at that as my second chance, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to ruin that second chance for myself. So that's a little bit of my newborn youngest
So yeah,
self.
like right out the gate, you're going through some very traumatic things.
Yeah, and I think we're all born with trauma from being pushed out of a birth canal. That's pretty freaking traumatizing.
Yeah, I always say it's a good thing we don't remember that.
Yeah, it's
Right?
a good thing. Yeah.
'Cause I can imagine. Yeah. Well, so you have this happen at a very young age, obviously. So as you start to get a little older, do you recall that when you're a younger kid, or is it something that you felt like was affecting you, or did you kind of just, kind of forgot about it and started doing kid things?
That's a great question. Since I was so young, I didn't think about what it was that was causing these feelings that would arise. But every time, so from then on until I was 7, I would go into a febrile shock or a febrile seizure.
Wow.
Anytime
okay.
I would get a cold and my fever would get to like 102, I would just go straight into a fever. So I started questioning, why am I like this? Like,
Yeah,
what
right.
brought me here? And it was so triggering when I would go into that, and humiliating and embarrassing because none of my other friends had that issue. And
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
what went wrong with me?
Yeah.
And instead of what went wrong with me, I started asking the question, what happened to me? And so I started talking to my family, like, tell me about my childhood. Just so curious about how I grew up. And I had certain memories, but it wasn't all intact for sure.
Yeah. So are you still with your parents at this time? Because I know that obviously they were in active addiction and obviously fighting and going through some really... Were you still around all of that as a young kid for a while, or...
Yeah, so I was around that for a while, I would say. When I turned 4 or 3, I was 3, I ended up getting taken away from my parents just because child services did not think it was a good fit, which 100% agree. If you're in that situation, please get the help you need.
Yeah.
But so when I was 4, I moved in with my grandma, the one that I currently live with now. I'm kind of helping her.
So you're still with her. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I kind of moved all around. So I started with her.
Okay.
Then I got moved to my other grandparents' house, and then from there I was at friend's house. Like, I never had a stable home to call home and feel safe in. And so from a young child, I had to figure out safety within myself. And I was like, what do I need to feel safe? What do I want to feel safe?
Wow.
And so, yeah.
Wow. Well, speaking about safe, and I know we're going to get into some heavy things here, and for you guys listening, I mean, we're going to talk about some really serious stuff, but I think it's important because it's really a part of your story, and it's how you ultimately found safety in yourself, as you're talking about. I know that you went through some, people who took advantage of you, abused you. Kind of, if you're okay with it, if you could share kind of what happened there along. I mean, already we're hearing some really tough things, but it got worse.
Yeah. So the start of me getting taken away was obviously getting left in the car. But from there, I went home to my grandma's house one day, and I was having like terrible discharge. And like, as such a young child, like, it was discolored, like something wasn't right. And she was like, hey, is your dad like touching you inappropriately at home? And I was like, well, I just thought that was love. Like, he just loves me.
Yeah, you didn't know. You're a kid.
I didn't know better.
Yeah.
And so then I went to the doctor, and they were like, she's being sexually abused. And so then from there, of course, my oldest brother, that's what he saw too, and that's how he was treated. So he took that and was like, that's what love is. So for my dad, when I was 7, it went from my dad raping me to then my older brother raping me.
Oh, wow.
And it was hard because, I just thought this is what I deserve. This is what love was. And I didn't learn what love was until other people around me taught me what love was. And then I was able to love myself, because before, love was all twisted in my head.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would imagine you had this big disconnect with your body, yourself, your surroundings. Yeah. Because again, you're a kid. No kid can process this.
No, I felt very disconnected to my body. Then when you get older and you start to experience those sexual intimacies with other people, you let them walk all over you, take advantage of you. And so it really took me diving into my own sexuality, not with another person. Yeah. But my own divine sexuality of like, I don't have to masturbate or have sex to find that sexuality and the divine nature of a female. Right. And so it was really interesting. And what helped me heal that is I've gotten really into learning about relational wounds and relational trauma. And what that means is like when someone else causes that trauma, so rape victims, for example, I was like, well, how do you fully heal that? Like through a sexual experience? No, that's not. And so I was like, the one way I can heal it, you have to heal it through other relational similarities. And so I started doing Tantra breath work. I started doing just so much. Like, for example, like my drug addicted parents, I'm now teaching at Wasatch Recovery for addicts because I have so much compassion for them. Sure. And I never blamed them for being a terrible parent. Right. Like I've always had that inner compassion and love for them. That
to me is really amazing, because that's pretty rare, actually. Yeah. Because it'd be easy to hate them, to be honest.
Oh, I did.
And no one would fault you for it. Well, yeah, you had your moments, I'm sure. But for you to be able to see it now with compassion, I think is amazing. I think, again, that's what makes you so great right now. You mentioned, is it Tantra? Is that how you said it? Can you explain to those who are listening that may not know what that is? Like, what is that, and why was that so helpful?
Yeah, people think intimacy is created. I feel a lot of men specifically feel, not all of them, but intimacy is created through sexual connection, through having sex or doing those things. And Tantra breathwork shows you that intimacy is found in so many other places, like making eye contact with people, sitting there holding each other's hands, feeling their energy, like connecting in a different way through connection, communication, relationships that aren't your significant other. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So how did you learn that? How did you know to even go down that road? Did someone teach you that or tell you about it, or how did you get
Someone
there?
invited me to a class.
Really?
And I was like, I don't know what I'm getting into. I'm super nervous. And then I just did it, and it changed my life and brought up so many traumas that I'd buried and forgotten about. And one of those was my mother wound. And you come out of your mother's birth canal. You carry that generational trauma that she's carrying. And so all of her, like, she had been raped before. Okay. And she had given herself her own miscarriage with a metal hanger because she was too humiliated to tell her mom that she was pregnant. Yeah. And so finding out that my trauma is so much deeper than what I thought it was, and it came from my mom's trauma, and I was able to dive into her and like heal that.
Wow. Yeah. That is amazing. Well, again, we've got a lot to talk about here because again, there's other things that you've gone through as well where your grandpa passed away from cancer. You lost Jenny in Brooklyn. Will you explain who those people are and what happened there? Is that okay?
Absolutely. So at first, my mom ended up passing away from an overdose. My dad was in and out of prison for all sorts of things, and so he was absent from my life. And after that, I ended up longing for a mother figure. I was like, where can I find this? And for a while, I was like, am I my own mother figure? Which that puts a lot of pressure on me as a young child. And so I found it in my Aunt Jenny. Okay. She was a school teacher. Okay. She had 2 babies, Brooklyn and Boston. And then my uncle, great guy, love him to death. But, I get so shaky when I talk about this one. And I have, like, come so far, but trauma does make you a little bit, like, trembly sometimes.
Yeah, well, you share whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah.
No, so in 2016, they have a timeshare in Bear Lake. And I really did look up to her so much, helped her set up her classroom.
Yeah.
And while we were in Bear Lake, or they were in Bear Lake, my uncle was like, let me go find goggles for you guys so you can see underwater better. He's always the type of person where he's like, life jacket, seat belts when you get in the car. Right. So safe.
Yeah.
So he goes up and grabs goggles and comes back down to just chaos. And what had happened was Kate, Brooklyn's younger cousin, she was 8. She had a halo, so it like screwed into each side of her head to help fix your jawline and bring it forward.
Okay.
You can't get those wet. And so they were on the tube, and in Bear Lake, if you've ever been there, the winds pick up super fast and you just get shifted so far out. And Jenny was laying out and looked up and realized Kate and Brooklyn were 50 yards out. And starts panicking and was like, you guys need to come back, like you're way too far. And so Kate looked how far she was and started panicking and fell into the water. And Brooklyn, her instinct was she can't get her halo wet. And so she jumped in after her, and the tube drifted away, because if you've ever jumped off a tube, it goes, it's gone.
Especially if the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Gone. And so she jumps in the water, and she's holding Brooklyn, or Brooklyn is holding Kate above the water, trying to not get her halo wet. And as she's doing that, she just went under, got taken by an undercurrent and taken away. So Jenny runs out and is diving for her. As a mother, I've never been one, so I would never understand this feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to cry. But she starts frantically just running out of all of her energy and just goes under with her. And to me, I took it as she didn't want Brooklyn to go up alone. And not that she was going to be alone, because my mom was up there.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think their family would have been the same if Jenny would have survived and Brooklyn didn't. It just wouldn't have happened like that. And
wow.
Yeah, so they didn't find Brooklyn for 5 hours after she'd gone under. They pulled Jenny out with a jet ski and took her back to shore, and were doing CPR. Nothing. And so they ended up getting buried right next to each other, like in the same casket. It was super cool. And my grandpa, he has been in the police force for a really long time. Okay. So their whole viewing, everything was like followed, escorted by policemen on bikes. Really? And not many people get that experience.
No, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then, so months before that had happened, I'm going back. Sorry, I kind of got sidetracked.
Sorry. This is great. You're doing great.
Before they passed away, my grandpa ended up getting diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. This grandpa is the husband of the grandma I live with now.
Okay.
So my grandparents got divorced before I was even born, when my mom was a young child, got remarried. So the grandma I live with now is like blood to me, at least. But yeah, he passed away from pancreatic cancer, brutal cancer. Oh, cancer sucks.
Right.
So after that, I went apeshit. And I got into so many awful things, got in the wrong group of friends. How
old were you at this point?
I was 17.
17, okay.
Junior year. So when Brooklyn and Jenny passed away, and my grandpa, so much happened in 2016. And before I go to 17, I guess, in 2016, we lost both my grandpa's parents, my grandma that I live with, her parents, and then my grandpa, then Jenny and Brooklyn, and then my other aunt Jill was trying to get custody of her son at that time. Mm-hmm. And he was an awful human being, and ended up following her one morning on her way to work and pulling up behind her at a stoplight, like right next to her neighborhood. And when she stopped, he got out of his truck with a shotgun, walked up to the window, and shot her 3 times in the head with a shotgun. All in 2016.
Whoa.
And so I think after that, now I can go to, I just went downhill. I couldn't hold that in anymore.
I can't even, I'm blown away because, yeah, understandably so, why you started acting out the way you were, because your whole world already, even, I mean, it already was going through a lot. And then you add all of this right then. I don't think anyone can handle that much. I don't care who you are.
It was a lot. I agree with that, though. And I think you're valid for acting out of hand.
Yeah.
When you go through that. And so I got into the wrong group of friends, started doing drugs, drinking a ton, sloughing school, almost didn't graduate and didn't pass my junior year because of it. And, excuse me. So then my junior year, I had just a reality point, and I was like, this is not who I want to be.
Yeah.
And what do I need to do to get out of this? And so I started going to therapy, and I decided I'm transferring schools. And so my junior year, I had that much self-awareness to realize I need to transfer schools. So I ended up going to Brighton.
Okay. That's where I went, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great school. I love it. But I met some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
I stopped everything from drugs to just everything.
So you got a new environment, new friends.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And before this, before I ended up transferring, the reason that got me there is because my family all just split up. Like, I got kicked out of my house for all of the bad choices I was making, which I don't blame that at all.
Yeah,
don't blame
right.
them at all. And so none of my family were really on good terms with me. And I also think grief creates anger and resentment and pushes the things you need the most out of your life. And I met this family in high school while I was doing competitive cheer. I've done that my whole life, and thank you to everyone who has helped me fund that my whole life, because it's not cheap.
Oh, yeah, that's an expensive sport to be doing.
Yeah, and so I had help from family, friends to let me do that. And in high school, I met this family. They're the Olsons. I won't say their names, but they had also lost their mom. And their dad was just like, I know what she's going through, and just took me in. Like, it saved my life. I ended high school with a 3.6 GPA.
That's amazing.
Because of them.
Yeah.
Like, he put new tires on my car, made sure I was safe, gave me gas money. Like, just such a gem of a human.
Yeah.
And I think when people are going through that, and you have the energy and capacity to help them, you could save someone's life.
Yeah. Well, and you think about all the stuff you've gone through, it would be understandable if you had this belief that people are just bad, or people are just, the world's evil and this and that. But then here comes along this family who takes you under their wing and kind of give you all these opportunities to thrive a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
So probably gave you a little more hope that, life can maybe be good.
It can be good, and not all men are bad.
Yeah.
I had this thing of like unhealed version of myself of men suck, men are the worst.
Yeah.
And then I was taught differently through good men. Again, relational wounds heal relational traumas. Yeah. Oh, I'm so shaky.
I know you're shaking. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm going to take a drink.
Yeah. We can get that for you. Oh, thank you. If you need to slow down, you can just let me know. Okay. Because we can slow down.
No,
but you're doing great, and I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
It's really brave of you.
I feel like once I get halfway into it, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then it will just be like
chill. You're doing great, but we can go as fast or as slow as you need to go, okay?
And you can cut these out, can you?
What's that?
Can you like snippet this and cut things out?
Yeah, but I don't cut anything out.
Oh.
Yeah. And you want to know why? Because we're just having a real conversation, and we're just going to keep it real.
Okay.
Okay.
And
those listening right now, hey, you know what's funny too, Janecia? I'm glad you said this. Like, people always ask me, hey, are you going to edit this? I'm like, no. I screw up all the time. Like, especially when I'm doing intros, I'm always like butchering names, and I never cut it out because I just thought, I want to be real. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to try to portray that I am. You know, what I love about this is you're just being real for us right now.
Yeah.
This is real. So I'm glad people are hearing this right now. Those who might be seeing this promotional clip will be seeing it. But again, what I love about you is that you're authentic. You're just being real.
Thank you.
So
I feel that I've never been a person to shape or morph myself into anything I'm not. So that's a huge compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, so man, so they take you under the wing. You get to be able to, you do cheer, which, by the way, not only is it expensive, it's really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a challenging thing to do.
My cheer coach saved my life.
But and let's talk about that for a minute, because what are the principles that would you say you learned through cheer?
Great question. Discipline.
Yeah.
Hard work. Grit. I learned how important connection was. How important it is to have people cheering you on and being proud of you, and just a team that is so loving and you can relate in at least one way with them.
Yeah.
When growing up, I felt like I could relate to nobody, and I was the black sheep of my family. And so cheer helped me find that community that I was longing for.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, my daughters did drill and dance company, and I just watched how hard they worked.
Yeah.
And the dedication, morning after morning after morning. They'd get up early before school, and they'd have to practice after school.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, you guys work so hard. And it was just so awesome to watch them grow in that discipline you're talking about,
Right.
and the grit. And they learned they could do hard things and so on and so forth. That's why I asked that question, to see.
And I'm obsessed. I don't know if you listen to Glennon Doyle's podcast,
yeah.
We Can Do Hard Things.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yes. It
Yeah.
also helped me realize, like, oh, wait, I've done hard things and I still can do hard things.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I mean, again, you found, I think at one point you were even homeless.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, talk about that for a minute. What happened there?
Yeah. I was practically living out of my car. I didn't have a job, and so I would go into Target, not the same person, but I felt like I had no hope or no purpose at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go into Target, load a cart up with food and everything I needed to survive, and just walk out. And one day I got caught. And that made me realize that I have to work for what I want, and it doesn't matter. I cannot ever victimize myself for what I've been through, because that's not what people see. It's how you present yourself in the world and how you overcome that, instead of like holding that victimized mind state. Like, oh, this happened to me. Like, I can act like this.
Did you come to that realization on your own? Did it just kind of click, like as if you just realized that, or were you coached in that area? Were you counseled?
Yeah, I think,
because that's impressive.
I think that experience alone made me realize that I had to work for it, and it wasn't just going to be handed to me ever.
That's a gift, right?
Yeah.
Even though that was a probably hard thing to go through in that moment.
Yeah.
But what a gift. So I know you've been through a lot. We could talk more about that, but I think what I'd like to do too, let's kind of shift a little bit, because here you are now, this yoga instructor. Your whole purpose is to help people live their best selves, find a safe place with the trauma maybe they've been through. I mean, the list goes on, all the good you want to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what led you to doing what you're doing today. Obviously, I think we already kind of know, but will you share that transition of where you decided, I'm going to start playing big despite what I've been through?
Absolutely. What got me to the point I knew I needed transformation was recognizing my trauma and grief made me feel that I had to be perfect to be loved and accepted and heard. And so I went down this rabbit hole of like doing amazing at cheer, being the perfect person in my class, getting those straight A's, like trying to prove myself and people please to get there. And I realized that I can love and accept myself despite what I've been through. And if other people want to meet me there, then they can. So coming to the realization of you don't have to be perfect to be loved, that was like a number one thing. And I found that through yoga, my yoga training.
Okay.
And in yoga training, it's not just learning poses, not just learning dialect. It's all, how can you improve yourself? How can you heal the wounds that you haven't already healed, and dive deeper into that, even though I don't believe any one person can ever be fully healed.
Yeah.
I think it's a constant learning process.
Right? Totally. Yeah.
We're always learning.
Yeah, that is so true. And what a beautiful message for anyone listening, that you don't have to be perfect to be loved or lovable.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think some of us...
What is perfect anyway?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that might not even be good.
No. No.
But I think that's a great message you're sharing there, because I think those listening, and especially some younger girls I know who tune into this, really listen to what she's saying here, because that we can get caught up going, okay, I'm going to overcompensate in every area of my life, and then people will love me, and then I'll be good.
Then I'll get the trophy.
But in reality, what I'm hearing you say is you're already good.
Yeah.
Despite that you're not perfect, right?
Yeah. You are already good. You were born good.
Yeah.
And who told you otherwise? Like all of those negative thoughts, emotions that are going on in your head. As a baby, you're born, you don't know what those mean. Yeah. So it's what other people have taught you or told you or engraved in your mind to think you were anything different than a beautiful, good, loving person.
Wow. Love that. Beautiful message. So when did you decide, like, I want to actually do yoga and be an instructor, and then how did photography start playing a part in this, and in the modeling and everything you're kind of doing now? How did that all kind of come about?
Great question. I believe that once you experience trauma, it doesn't fully come up for you until the 8-year mark. And so at that 8-year mark of everything, I would have a panic attack every single day.
Really?
And I would wake up not being able to control my emotion. And so what got me into it is I was like, I want to be able to feel emotion without being disabled by it. I want to be able to feel healthy emotion without pushing other people out of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really went inward and asked, what are my passions?
Okay.
You can't get anywhere without passions, I've learned. And I mean, you can, but you're not going to feel fulfilled because you're not doing what enlightens your being and your soul and enriches your life. And so I was like, what am I passionate about? Yoga, meditation, helping people, being active. And so I just really dove into that because I wanted to be, because I know there's a lot of people who can't control their emotions, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But what can you do to work on that?
Right.
Don't just sit in that, I can't control myself.
Right.
You're in control, and you create your own destiny. You manifest that for yourself.
Yeah. And you understand that because of what you've been through. So you're able to see it in others and show them some compassion and say, hey, let's show you the way out of that, if you will, or to show you how to deal with that better.
Yeah. And my whole life, people would try to prescribe me with antidepressants, drugs, all of these other things to help that. And I refused because I lost my parents. And so I was like, no, this is my work that I need to do through breath work, through just realizing that your breath, I'm going to take a deep breath right now.
Okay.
It's the first thing to come to you when you're born and the last thing to go with you when you die.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. And it can save you from so many things. And so I just started breathing. And when I get stressed, I just breathe. Everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Simple, but yet powerful, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So how come photography? I mean, you're really passionate about that. You're great at it. Why is that so important to you, and why is that part of your purpose?
I love for people to see their beauty through my lens.
Mm.
And I love people to see their own beauty through my lens. Because I love just creating a moment and a memory that lasts a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've ever been in a state where a lot of women experience body dysmorphia,
Yeah.
and you take a picture of yourself and you hate it, you're like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that.
Yeah.
But when you have a photo and you go back and you're like, I was so beautiful. Why was I so hard on myself?
Yeah.
And that's why I do it. To show people that there's beauty and growth and aging and everything.
Yeah. Now, you also do modeling. And I think, and I'm just maybe speaking for some people, I don't know, where they might think, how does someone go through what you've been through, get to a point where you're comfortable with, again, because remember, you disconnected from your body and everything because of the trauma and the abuse you went through, right? It almost is like, oh yeah, watch me. I'm going to now model, if you will. I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like that would be really difficult to do based on what you've kind of been through.
Yeah.
Am I on the right track here?
Absolutely. This makes me so happy you brought it up, because one of my aunts, I was taking senior photos, and she looked at me and she goes, "You're so unnatural. You could never be a model."
Really?
That drove me so hard. And I was like, oh, I can't? Watch me then.
Yeah. So you took it as a challenge almost. Yeah.
And then I was like, I would hate every photo taken of me. And then I was like, what can I do to love myself and how I look? And the one thing that got me through that, and I don't think we're ready to hear things until we're actually ready to listen to them.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I asked myself, why can't I love myself if I was born this way? I was born this way. I have no choice of what I look like, who I am, but I can learn to love those things. And I was born with it, and I can accept that.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, I was born with this and it sucks, well, I was born with this and I love this about me.
I love that. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome. You know, is it fair to say now you can honestly say you love yourself?
Absolutely, 100%.
And if you wouldn't mind, talk about what that means.
Yeah.
And how does someone who maybe doesn't love themselves, how do they get there? Like, so can you kind of share how you got there and what that actually means to love yourself?
Absolutely. Think of how you love your child.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the unconditional joy and everything that you give a child, whether it's nurturing them, bathing them, giving them food, or doing their hair, or you would love them even if they drew on your wall, right?
Yeah.
So why can't you love yourself for all of the mistakes you go through and all of those things? So I just go back to, don't be your own mom, because that's impossible.
Right.
But find people in your life who love fiercely. And finding those people who can love teaches you what love actually is and the true meaning of love. And love means something different to everyone, but to me, love is everything. And so if I can love nature, I'm then loving myself.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. Because we are all connected.
We are.
Yeah.
I believe that. I do. You know, I think you're also you have a high emotional IQ. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When it comes to logic, Todd, so I go for very logical men.
Hey,
because
you're not perfect.
Yeah. I'm not. I will never be perfect.
But it's, you know, I know you believe it's possible for you to be victorious over any obstacle.
Yes.
And again, you're living proof of it. Here you are sitting here with me right now. Like, you made it. Think about everything you've been through. Here you are. You made it.
Yeah, you could
Doesn't
be
mean
the
you
victor of your story.
Yeah, you still obviously are dealing with some things, and sometimes you have to face some trauma things in here that come up from time to time. But at the same time, you're here.
I'm here.
Like, you're a walking miracle. Like, you made it through that. Like, if you were to understood, okay, here's what you're going to be going through over the next 20 years, you'd be like, excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
No, thanks. You wouldn't sign up for that ever.
Right.
But now we can look back a little bit, and man, you've made it, in the sense of here you are now thriving and really trying to make a difference, not only with yourself, but in everyone you come in contact with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel trigger is such a widespread word used these days.
That's why I didn't say it. Did you notice I didn't say it?
You didn't.
I didn't want to.
Someone once said, instead of trigger, call it negative emotion.
Yeah.
But I'm like, not all triggers are negative.
Yeah.
And so then I was
That's a good point.
Instead of labeling it as a trigger, I am going to start labeling it as a feeling I'm feeling in that moment. And through therapy, I've learned certain tactics and skills to exercise that part of me, to know what I need in that time. And comfort is wanted differently from everyone.
Yeah.
And so for me, comfort, I love to just sit with myself, go back to my breath, maybe rock myself like a child.
Yeah.
Sit in a ball. And I don't like to be disturbed because I know how powerful my mind is. And if I trust myself enough, then I can get through anything. Wow. But if I have no trust in myself, who else is going to trust that I'm going to be okay?
Yeah.
And I don't want other people to worry about me because I know I can do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, asking for help is super healthy. When you need it, ask for help, call a friend. I need advice.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think you give yourself the best advice possible. And yeah.
Yeah. Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet, would agree with you.
I love her.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a quote that goes, you suppose you are the trouble, but you are the cure.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what reminded when you said, right? Isn't that beautiful?
I have chills. Yes.
Yeah. And really, I love what great insight you have. Honestly, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think of this? And I think I know your answer, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts. Life happens for you. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I love that. I don't think life happens to you. A lot of people sit in that state of this happened to me. Life has happened for me. It's my greatest gift. It has led me to some of the greatest challenges, the conflicts that made me who I am. And we all need conflict. You can shut it down as much as you want, but we all need it to heal.
For sure.
And yeah, I am the victor of myself and of my story. And so I get to create what I want to make out of it. So I think it happened for me because look, I'm here now with you, Todd.
I know. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Well, and that's, as I'm listening to your story, and you've mapped it out beautifully. I look at all the things you've gone through, and then here you are now making an influence and an impact on other people. You never would have been in that position had you not gone through all of that.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah, I really do believe that life really happens for us. It's hard to see it when we're going through something really difficult. It's like, really, this is happening for me? This is horrible. I don't want
this to happen.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
This is, so again, we're not trying to minimize anyone's pain with that statement, but the point is one day you'll look back and go, oh, that's why I had to go through that, because it's allowed me to do this and to have these kind of feelings towards those that suffer.
I don't know if you believe in like past lives, but this came into my thought 100%. And I said, in my past life, I had it easy. I had everything I wanted. I was rich. I was a millionaire. In this life, I asked for hard and I got hard.
Yeah, wow.
And I look at it as a gift because I needed the hard to become who I was.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be the same person if I didn't go through that hard.
Yeah. Wow. What a great perspective.
Yeah.
I hope it's okay. This reminds me of someone who I had on my podcast.
Absolutely.
Can I share just a little snippet of this?
Please do.
So his name was Chad Foster. He wrote a book called Blind Ambition, and the subtitle of his book was Going from Victim to Visionary. And on the podcast, he talked about when he was in high school, he came down with a rare eye disease, and by the time he was 20 years old, he was completely blind. And he did what we all do. He got depressed. He was mad at God. He was mad at the world. He was mad at himself. And he just thought, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to. He was completely blind. No shadow, nothing, black. And he just thought, I can't do this. Well, then he said to me, he goes, Todd, I had this epiphany. As if the universe was speaking to his soul and said, man, you could live another 50, 60 years. That's a long time for me to be bitter. And then he goes, I realize I can change the story of why I went blind. Because the current story was, this isn't fair. I must have done something wrong. I'm worthless. I'm unlovable. The story, right? And then he goes, this is what I changed the story to. I went blind because I'm one of the rare few on this planet that is strong enough and powerful enough to overcome this, so I can be in a position to help other people. I was like, dang. And then he said, and I'm now, because of that story, I'm happier now that I'm blind.
Oh my God.
And I challenged him, Janecia. I went, are you sure you really are happier that you're blind? He goes, Todd, I can see better now that I'm blind.
Okay, I'm so happy you brought this up, because one of the last things my grandpa said to us when he passed away, he wrote it down, and my grandma is into ornithology, super bird, like we grew up bird watching.
Yeah.
She loves nature, super in tune with nature. I think she was born on mushrooms, like, not even kidding. But she's never done that, like.
Right,
But my grandpa
That's great.
before he died, he said, before I met you, I was blind, and you helped me see.
Whoa.
And other people, like I said, other people can show you how to love. And same with anything in life.
Yeah.
Like, you can be blind from healing. You can be blind from nature. You can be blind from knowing how to love your kids the correct way.
Yeah.
But unless
sure.
you're taught that,
Yeah.
or someone else changes that perception inside of you, you'll be blind until you can see.
Dang.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That was cool.
Thanks you for sharing.
Yeah, you bet. And thanks for sharing as well.
Yeah.
This has been great. I
So
love
good.
this. This
Me
is so
too.
good. You know, there's a lot we could talk about, but I want to ask you this question. If there's someone listening to your story right now who is in a bad place, they're in a dark place, they're struggling, they feel lost, they're not sure what to do. You've already given some great advice, but what would you tell that one person right now who's listening to your voice right now?
Oh, that's such a great question, and everyone needs to hear something different for themselves. But what really helped me is it will all pass. It will all be okay in the end. Like, sit in that sorrow, sit in that pain, feel. In order to heal, we must howl. Cry for help. Like, do those things and let yourself feel the dark. Because if we can't feel the dark, and if we disassociate ourselves from feeling that dark and just pretend like we're happy all the time, then we're not going to learn to love even our darkest parts, or learn to have compassion for those dark parts. And like my inner child, I had to do a lot of inner child work to go back and say, hey, I see you. I love you. I'm here for you. I protect you now. But if you feel unsafe with your youngest person inside of you and your oldest one, it's so hard to get out of that darkness.
Right. Yeah.
Like, meet your dark side where he is or she is.
Yeah.
Because that is a part of you, and that is also beautiful.
Yeah. Great advice. I love you said you can't heal unless you howl.
In order to heal, we must howl.
Yeah, sorry, I butchered it.
No,
But
that's
yeah,
okay.
I tried.
You did great. It was so close.
Yeah, it was close. Same thing, right? But no, I've never heard it said that way. And I don't know if you'll remember this guy, Mr. Rogers. He was a guy on PBS children's show back in the day. Anyway, he's now passed.
Okay.
But he had this his name's Mr. Rogers. And anyway, they had a documentary on him, and he had a statement that said, if you can mention it, you can start to manage it. So just by mentioning it, now we can start to maybe manage some things. And so kind of similar to what you're saying is like, if you're struggling, tell someone, let someone know. And it's okay to cry and to feel it and to go through it kind of thing. But it's okay to tell someone too.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not alone. You're never alone. We have this huge community with so much love. And instead of looking at everyone's bad, look at everyone has good in them.
Yeah.
Everyone does. And you can learn something from everyone if you're willing to listen and take that into account.
Yeah. What do you love most about yourself?
I think I love my emotional self. I love how emotionally intuitive I am.
Yeah.
I can feel when I'm in danger. I can feel when the energy is off. I can also love like I don't think many people can love. Like, I have so much compassion for people, and a lot of the times I get stuck in a place where I end up loving them more than they've ever loved themselves. And then they are codependent on me to give them that love.
Yeah.
And holding that for yourself and another person, all of it, it drains you.
Yeah.
And so don't give too much. Don't take what you don't need. Take what you need.
Yeah. Love it.
Don't abuse anything. I think there's a balance in all things in life.
Yeah. Again, you've got high emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You really do. High spiritual intelligence.
Yeah, thank you.
And you gained all that because of what you've gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
One more thing, question for you. Do you think people are born with empathy? Or do you think they learn it over time? Or do you think it's both?
My initial answer would be both, because I think when we're born, like I have 2 grandchildren, okay? When I see my granddaughter walk into a family party, I start to cry. And obviously the logical reason would be it's because I love her, right? Because she's family and she's my grandchild. But the real reason why I get emotional is because when I see her, she reminds me, oh, that's me.
Oh.
The loving, kind, understanding, forgiving, passionate, courageous, strong, that's her. And it reminds me, Todd, you forget sometimes that's you. So that's why I think empathy is in our bones and in our DNA, but sometimes we have to go through something really difficult for empathy to be charged and turned on, if you will. Projected, because you have a ton of empathy towards people, but it's because I think it partly, not only is it part of you, but you went through hell.
Yeah.
But it allows you now to go, oh, I know why you're struggling. I have empathy for that, because I've been there.
And do you think when someone grows up in a non-empathetic home, do you think they are just taking after what they know?
Yeah, I do. I think we're a product of our environment. I mean, think about your upbringing. I mean, it started when you were a baby. I mean, no wonder you struggled. I mean, how could you have not? Yeah. It's no wonder you went through what you went through. I think, I often believe this, that we don't lose these things that we're born with. We just forget we have them. So you didn't lose anything. It was blocked from you because of the stuff you had gone through. Yeah. See, you're now recognizing, oh, that goodness has always been there.
Absolutely.
That beauty's always been there. That love and compassion and understanding has always been there. Yeah. It just got blocked out for a while. You forgot it.
Yeah.
And we all go through a period of forgetting. So again, I think it's in our DNA. I think it's in everything that we do.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And that's why I really appreciated when you said love is everything. Love. If I love nature, now I'm loving myself. Mm-hmm. If I love this other person, I'm loving myself. If I love just the beauty of my work, I'm loving myself.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really profound when you said that. I was like, dang, that really makes a lot of sense.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for asking me some questions.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering with such vulnerability and wise words. I
Thank
love
you.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, if there's someone out there that wants to reach out to you and get to learn more about what you do, or even hire you to be their photographer, or join some of your yoga events, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know if you attach it on here.
Yeah, I'll put it on the show notes for sure. But let us know what that is, and spell out your name so they know.
Yeah, so it's _ JANECIA and then AHL _ My full name is long. I go by Jay, so don't let it intimidate you.
Yeah.
But my first full name is Janecia Large.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, just call me Jay.
Yeah, Jay's good.
Makes me feel safe. You feel safe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful name, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is.
And if you want to email me, I would love that. And it's janecia.large@gmail.com.
Okay. We'll put those in the show notes so people can get to you. And I encourage people, especially those who are, especially some of maybe parents listen to this. If you have a daughter who is struggling emotionally for whatever reason, we don't care. Have them reach out to Janecia, and she can help them out, and maybe show them the ropes a little bit. And so I would encourage you guys to do that.
I'm constantly learning, so you reaching out to me is my greatest teacher. And yeah.
Like, seriously, I feel the same. I mean, I learned so much today just listening to you. I'm just like over here going, my goodness.
But you learn a lot about yourself too when you ask and reach out.
Yeah.
So please do.
Do you ever watch Ted Lasso?
Oh, that might be one of my favorite TV series.
So there's a scene, you'll probably remember this, where he quotes Walt Whitman. I don't think Walt Whitman actually said this, so we'll give it credit to Ted Lasso, but he said, be curious and not judgmental.
Yeah, I remember.
And I love that. And he says, if you're curious, you'll ask questions.
Yeah.
If we're judgmental, we just judge you, move on.
It reminds me of animals and their capacity to love.
Yeah.
Like my cat that just passed away, I would like scream at him and just get so angry because when I was angry, I didn't want to take it out on another person.
Yeah.
And poor little guy, I would just be like, like I don't even want to look at you right now. Like so just in my emotional state of being. And he'd just look at me like, well, I still love you. Like I'm still here.
Yeah.
Just curious, why are you acting like that? Because I'm here ready to get some cuddles and you're acting like a crazy person.
That is so true. That is so true. Animals are like the greatest example of unconditional love.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. Well, you're amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.
You bet. This was such a great conversation. I actually needed this today, so thank you.
Good.
I really mean that. It's funny. I feel like I'm the one just being blessed with this podcast but man, so many people are going to hear this. We're going to promote the heck out of this, and we're going to get it out there to people. If you have a loved one out there that's struggling, send them a link to this episode. Let them listen to Janecia or Jay, and then follow back up with them, because this will break the ice a little bit and might give you some courage to ask them some vulnerable questions after that.
Yeah.
So.
Todd, I've never met a more kind-hearted man in my entire life. You have saved me in so many ways without knowing, so thank you.
Wow, that means a lot.
Yes.
Thank you.
This job I have is a gift. So, yeah.
Thank you. That's the greatest compliment I could ever hear.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, well, there you go, folks. I told you this was going to be amazing. You're in for a treat today. Thank you again for tuning in. Again, thanks to my sponsors. I love you guys. Paul Cardall, your music's it's heaven sent. It really truly is. Every time I hear your music, I just want to be a better person. So thank you, Paul. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And Janecia, you're the best. Guys, reach out to her, get to know what she's doing, and support her in her cause and helping other people be better. Love you guys.